Okay, meet Bones. Say hi, Bones. Hi. I love the way his hand
falls apart.
So let's talk about hamstrings. Where do your hamstrings sit? Your hamstrings are on the back of your legs. So you've got your glutes here, the big muscles that we use to walk with. And then we've got our pelvis, and at the top of the pelvis we have something called your ischial tuberosity. And that's where the top of your hamstrings come off, and it has 3 parts of it that comes down to the back of your knee. So it's quite common to injure this when you're running. A lot of footballers get hamstring injuries and from overstretching it, going into the splits. Say for example, if you had a fall and your legs split forward, this is somewhere that can become injured. So we're going to go a nice simple little stretch that's going to stretch it. It's also going to look after the health of it. So if you've had an injury before in the hamstring, this will just be a good way to maintain the health of it. So you've all probably heard of the runner's stretch, which is where you step one foot in front of the other and come on and bend down. So we're going to do that, but we're going to be thinking about our hamstrings. So first of all, we're going to think about what a anterior and posterior pelvic tilt is. So this is a posterior pelvic tilt where you tuck your tailbone under, and this is an anterior pelvic tilt where you kind of stick it back with the arch behind. So we're going to practice a few of those. This isn't a movement we're going to do just to maintain the health of it. And then we're going to get our knees together and step one foot in front and flex that foot. You're then going to hinge forwards in the hips. And what a lot of people think is they just kind of come here and they don't really feel much in their hamstrings. What I want you to do is to go into an anterior pelvic tilt and stick that bum out like a duck. And you should get a nice little pull on the top there. And what you can do is you can just gently release that hip to neutral and push that hip back ever so slightly. So instead of feeling like you need to come all the way forwards and hunching your back, stay upright, stick that bum out and bring it back ever so slightly. And just go between those 2 motions. And if you want to maintain that hold, you push those hips back to get that stretch at the back. And hopefully that will help and keep your hamstrings nice and happy.